Okay. There we go. Okay. So my name is Kristen Shultz, and I am a wellness educator. And I came along that path because of Dr. Bill Sears. I'll share my story in a minute. I just want to tell you, Dr. Bill, how grateful we all are on this call, parents, grandparents, to be able to learn from you today. Dr. Bill is considered America's pediatrician. He is, first of all, the father of 8 children, including his son, Stephen, who has Down syndrome, and his 8th child is adopted, Lauren. He's grandfather to 15. He's authored over 40 books that have been translated into, is it like 5 different languages, Dr. Bill?
About 20.
About 20 different languages. Oh my goodness. He's continuing to write. I actually am privileged to have the manuscript of his book on brain health on my counter, which there's nothing else anywhere, not on in a pediatric office, not in a psychiatrist's office, anywhere that has the information you're going to receive in his brain health book. But many of you have probably read his baby book or the pregnancy book or the ADD book or the Omega book. He's got so many books. He's been on national TV, radio, speaks all over the world at the age of 79. It is unbelievable to me how much you continue to give, Dr. Bill. You have the energy of someone half your age. And I am just so grateful to have you on this call. And I just want to welcome all of you who are listening today. And it's our hope that you're going to walk away from this with tools, and you're going to walk away from this call with real hope that you can make a difference in the people that you love the most, in your children. And I just want to share a little bit about my story regarding that, so you know how I came to know Dr. Sears. So this is Dr. Sears, and those are my children, Jacob and Alex, when I first met him, when they were 6 months and 4 years old. And now Jacob is 26 and Alex is 21, finishing up her senior year in college. And that picture there is just of her at her senior voice recital. So we met Dr. Sears at a desperate time. And I know there's moms on here that you have faced challenges with your kids and have sought doctor after doctor to find the right solutions. And that's the place that I was in. Thankfully, I found Dr. Sears. Both of our kids were born with really severe gastrointestinal disease, GERD, and we met Dr. Sears when Jacob was just 9 months old, and he traveled that journey with us. And then when Alex was born, she was born with the same thing. Dr. Sears, you gave me hope beyond what traditional medicine was giving me. And what happened, though, is in a short period of time, Jacob got very, very sick. He was not interested in eating or playing. He would come home from preschool. He would just be curled up in a ball. And one day we were walking across the street and literally he collapsed on the pavement. I had to carry him home in my arms down the block with my baby, and called you right away. And you said, Kristen, bring him right in. And so I did, and you sent us to the lab to get blood work, and then you called me, and it was just hours later, which was a red flag for me. And I'll never forget your words. You said, Kristen, his white blood count is very low. It's barely readable. I'm going to need to refer him to a hematologist. And I knew that was not good news. And you have to, because I had a grandmother fighting cancer that had a hematologist oncologist. And at this time, you guys, both my kids have been on medication around the clock, eating challenges, sleeping challenges, waking every 45 minutes to an hour in pain. The baby with her reflex, Jacob, we thought he was on the other side of that because he had had surgery for it. And so I was like frozen. And then you gave me hope, Dr. Sears. You said, there's 3 things that I want you to do, 3 things before I send him on for this invasive testing. And I'm sharing these 3 things with you all today because they still hold true today. And we have helped hundreds of people with these 3 things. Okay, so the first one is to survey stress, because you said it impacts kids just like it does adults. And that was kind of a newer concept to me. The second thing in terms of immune function, and the second thing you told me was that you wanted us to pour into Jacob food that would build his immune system up, that every calorie had to be something that built it up and not teared it down. And so you gave us your smoothie recipe, which was a way to concentrate a lot of healthy nutrition into something that a 4-year-old would want to drink. And then also you told us about a whole food concentrate, a way to get concentrated fruits and vegetables into to our kids every day, because eating was a real challenge. And I know there's a lot of mamas on the phone today that have been, even through eating therapies with their kids. I know Katie worked years to help her daughter Chloe be able to eat healthy food. And so to have this concentrated nutrition that was going to get right into them and into their bloodstream was such a missing link for me. And so I said, okay, tell me how I get this, and I want to get started today. And so I'm here today because of the difference that Dr. Sears' advice made then and continues to make now. So what happened with our kids is that Jacob's blood counts returned to normal with this nutrition. He went from not wanting to eat to readily wanting to eat food. He never ever got that sick again. We were the family that was sick all the time. I was like a germ freak. If somebody knocked on the door to play with my kids, I would have my kids duck and I'd be like, shh, because if they were coughing, we were not home. We were pretending to not be home, because if one kid got sick, the other one got sick, the condition got worse, up all night, antibiotics, a month long, our family was taken down. And all of a sudden, from this vital nutrition, we were not getting sick all the time, or somebody would get sick a little bit and then they would be over it in 2 days, and it didn't pass all the way around through the family. And me, I know there's moms here that have way more caregiver burnout than I could ever imagine, but I was in that mode. I was so scared that for the kids that I loved the most, the people that I loved the most in my life, I was not enough, that there weren't going to be enough solutions, that I always had to be on alert for their health. And what this did is it turned that around. It gave them better health, and it fueled me, because I was not taking very good care of myself. And so my energy levels increased. I was able to make better choices. I was able to go out and exercise. I wanted to shop for healthy food. I wanted to cook better, and my blood work all improved. And my husband, he heard all this going on, and he said, Kristen, I feel great, but I need to do the same thing, because your dad never felt his heart disease. And he saw that nutrition was about prevention. So everyone got better in my family. Alex healed from her condition. And Dr. Sears, you said, Kristen, if you thought you could help one other person by sharing your story, would you do it? And I couldn't turn that down. So for the last almost 20 years, Dr. Sears and I have been partnering together to share this message of hope and health. And Dr. Bill, I would love for everybody to meet your family. So tell us about your family.
Oh, there's our family. And we call this, we've been very productive, shall we say. And there's our whole family. And on your right, you see Stephen. Now, Stephen, because I know a lot of the moms have joined us today, Kristen, have children with special needs. And I remember when we talked, we were going to address this a lot. There is Stephen. Stephen came into our family not disabled, but differently able. Big point. He is differently able. He came in to our family with Down syndrome, a different set of chromosomes. So we as a family had to have a different language to meet him. Now, I realized at the time there's a science called epigenetics. We cannot change his chromosomes, but we can change how they behave by how we feed them really good food, how we exercise them more, the team he gets in, all that. So there's Stephen. He just hit a home run in Special Olympics. I've been his Special Olympics coach now for about 20 years. And there he is, nice and lean. And Stephen actually has turned out to be one of our healthiest children, Kristen, because it took his difference to motivate us to feed him the way all parents should anyway. So Stephen, I just got back from the golf course playing golf with him. That's why it was a little late. And his nickname on the golf course is Harry Putter.
Harry Putter. Okay, I just love that. So today, Dr. Bill, you're going to be giving us help for the Ds. Can you talk about the Ds?
Yes, the Ds. Most of my days in the office, Kristen, are one D after another. ADD, ADHD, all that. And I realized that I need to make things simple for parents in a way they can remember. So the bottom line is most of the root causes of all these D's you see on the screen is one big long word, neuroinflammation. Inflammation. Now, the reason is, what is special about the brain? Why is it the #1 organ in the body that's prone to inflammation, and brain disease is now more prevalent than heart disease? So I'm going to make it very simple for you. On your right, you'll see the fat head. All right, the brain says, hey, I'm a fat head. The brain is 60% fat. So one of the things we're going to talk about later is a smart fat diet, not a low fat diet, a smart fat diet. The brain is 60% fat. Now, what is it about fat that's prone to inflammation? Another word is oxidation. Ever leave a piece of salmon out overnight and smelled it in the morning? It stinks. It turns rancid. It's called oxidation. So since the brain is mostly fat, the fat head oxidizes. It needs antioxidants over on your left. So I'm a fat head. I need antioxidants. That makes sense. And what are the biggest two sources of antioxidants? Fruits, veggies, and berries, and omegas. Those are the 4 big food groups we're going to be talking about.
So
I love this slide because this you put junk food into a child's brain, you get back junk behavior. You put good food. Oh, look at that good food. All the colors, that big rainbow. You know, every one of those foods you see there, Kristen, almost every one of those I put in my Juice Plus smoothie every morning. So one of the first things I prescribe for children with any of the D's is start the day with a big Juice Plus smoothie with a rainbow of colors and as many fistfuls of fruits and veggies you can throw in there. And then in the evening, you have a big salad. So a smoothie in the morning and a salad in the evening, the 2 S's, and the brain will hug you.
wonderful. And what do we have to be aware of when we're buying fruits and vegetables?
Oh, you know, if I have a goal. Now, a goal is a dream with an action plan. We all have dreams, but we don't do anything. Now, my goal is that every mother, every father goes into the supermarket, and before they buy any veggies, they ask the owner of the supermarket, is what I'm buying sprayed with Roundup? Roundup is #1 on what we call the neurotoxin naughty list. It is on the naughty list. So remember that, neurotoxin naughty list, Roundup. So that is the #1. If you, Dr. Perlmutter, a famous neurologist, Dr. Fortinez, every neurologist I know of puts Roundup #1 on their naughty list. So avoid, that's why go organic. Organic. And an easy way to remember that is you go to, there's Environmental Working Group, EWG.org, and you get a list of the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen. It's the Dirty Dozen. You have to be sure that you avoid the Roundup and get organic. Yes.
Okay, I just read that kale is now in that Dirty Dozen. So when we talk about the Tower Garden, we're going to give them all.
And this is a reason, and we're going to surprise you later, because we can't trust. The government does not stop them from spraying. I call it sprayed in America. Sprayed in America. So and we'll talk about later why growing your own garden, and we're going to show you how later, is one of the best so-called medicines for your whole family.
Okay, will you talk to us more about this whole neuroinflammation and oxidation?
Yes.
My favorite image that you showed me was what happens with an apple.
Sure. And what happens with an apple happens in our brain. Now, take an apple. See over there on the right. take an apple, cut it in half, and pour lemon juice on the one half. You see the nice bright half, and you don't pour lemon juice on the other half, and you leave it out in the air for about 4 hours, and you come back and look what happens, oxidation. That is what happens in our brain. The root cause of all these D's is neuroinflammation. Our brain oxidizes. This is why we need to eat more oxidant, so our brain does not look like that left side of the brown apple.
Because when you put lemon juice on the apple, which is an antioxidant, it stays all fresh.
Yes.
And so that's why we need those fruits and vegetables, for the antioxidants.
Exactly. And that's why Dr. Mom said, eat more fruits and veggies. Dr. Mom, your favorite neurologist. And that's why the term antioxidant. If you came into my office with your family full of D's, ADD, ADHD, AD, Alzheimer's disease, BPD, all the D's, I would scribble on a prescription pad, eat more antioxidants to keep your brain from oxidizing or neuroinflammation.
And you even told us once that children who are dealing with autism or Down syndrome, their brains are more susceptible to that damage from the oxidant. So they need even more fruits and vegetables.
Yes, exactly. And this has been, I just read a study yesterday, a new study where they found that children with ADHD, examined over 200 children with ADHD, and they found that they are under more what's called oxidative stress. For some reason, their brain oxidizes easier. And the conclusion then, therefore, they need to eat higher doses of antioxidants. And that's why when in my office, I'll say, now, Mom and Dad, put up your fingers, put up your fists. I want you and I want your child and you, whoever has the D's, to eat 10 fistfuls of fruits and veggies, minimum, every day. Just like the slide shows, 10 fistfuls of medicines. This is your medicine for neuroinflammation.
Okay, and so this is where we go, okay, that sounds good, Dr. Bill, but this is really hard. My child doesn't want to. They just want to eat everything white. What do we do? So here's one of your solutions.
Then this is, in fact, my Martha calls this my home pharmacy. So if you can't eat 10 fistfuls of fruits and vegetables every day, you need to take a good supplement we'll talk about. But the safest way to get your veggies without all the neurotoxins that are sprayed out there is grow your own. Oh, look at that tower garden. Oh my gosh, the big leaves. Can you imagine your brain looking at those and say, wow, feed me more. That's my medicine. And what's so great about it for families is children will eat what they grow. So if you have a tower garden, or grandkids, they'll come out and they'll nibble right off the tower garden. It's just so funny. They look like little squirrels. They'll go out there, they'll grab a leaf of kale, and they'll chew on it, and they'll grab a piece of lettuce. And then just last night, I said, Stephen, would you go out and pick a whole bunch of lettuce for your salad? Sure. So he's out there picking lettuce off our tower garden, and he makes a huge salad and downs the salad. So, and guess where it was invented? Disney World. So kids would love anything out of Disney World. So my dream and goal is that every backyard, every patio, every balcony, every school classroom has a pharmacy in it called the Tower Garden. And many of you listening have a Tower Garden, and those of you who don't, my wish is that you contact those who do, that you know have a Tower Garden, and say, where do I get it? How quickly can I get it? And you'll feel the effects.
So I wanted to show everyone how simple it is, because I'm not good at gardening and I never have been, but this tower garden has changed our family. So what's great about it is you plug it in. You know, you can have it outside or inside because it has grow lights, but you plug it in and water in the basin gets pumped up and rains down on the roots. There's no soil, there's no weeding, there's no daily watering because it waters itself. This is week one, putting in little seedlings, and there's farmers all over the country that make these little seedlings for the tower gardens, and literally it grows this fast. And so what we do, my daughter's friends call it our salad tree, because I just give them a bowl. I go out the salad, and they'll pick, you know, they pick some chard, and they pick some kale, and they pick some romaine and spinach and arugula, and we just have this mixed green salad. There's no waste because you just pick what you're going to eat. And I used to think, well, if the whole head of lettuce grows, you pick it off and then you start over. No. You just pick the outside leaves and use those, and it keeps growing. So these little seedlings you see on week one, they feed our family for 3 to 4 months. And I just love knowing that there's nothing toxic on it. And then the taste is so much better. I didn't even know lettuce was supposed to be.
It really does taste better, Kristen. That's why kids will eat it better.
They will. And so, okay, so now we're saying, okay, but let's think. We still have a child that won't eat anything more than, you know, noodles and crackers, and what are we going to do? So we have this need for more fruits and vegetables. You're saying 10 servings the size of our fist a day, and we're not able to get them to eat it. What do we do? Because now we know how important it is. We know they need it. So there are some concentrated fruit and vegetable supplements, and tell us how we decide. Because when we go into a health food store, this is what it looks like to me, like a blur. Like there are so many different things out there. How do you choose the right one?
Yes, and I do this in my office every day, Kristen. See, the word doctor in Latin means teacher. So I want to teach my patients who come in with this bag of supplements, and we joke is most of them go on the top end, come out the bottom end, they don't get into the bloodstream because there's no science behind them. So here's how you choose any smart supplement. So here's how you get supplement smart. First of all, you ask yourself 3 questions. Number 1, do I need it? Well, do I eat 10 fistfuls minimum of fruits and veggies and berries every day? No, therefore I need a fruit and veggie supplement. Do I eat 2 fistfuls of wild salmon every week? No, don't like fish. No, that's a lot. Therefore, then you need omega, the smartest fats in fish. So do I need it? Number 1. Secondly, show me it makes sense. Well, fruits, veggies, and omegas are the top antioxidants in nature. My brain oxidizes. Therefore, my brain needs it. Makes sense. Finally, show me the science. Show me the science. You go on a website, whatever supplement you choose, and if there's science, they are proud of it. And it'll be right there, the science behind our supplement. And then, have there been results? Have there been results? Have they taken 1,000 people, given them a supplement, drawn blood levels from them, found that it does good things for their blood and good things for their health? So every supplement needs to have those criteria in your mind. And if it's yes, 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 then you buy and eat that supplement. And as a result, there really is, and I use this when taking my own supplement, as a result, I take 1 supplement a day. And because it makes sense. And that is, here we go. And Kristen, it's interesting. Juice Plus really is the only nutritional supplement I take. And I have to thank my wife, Martha. 20 years ago, when I came home from the hospital, very sick, having had surgery, my nurse, Martha, said, I did my research. You don't eat enough fruits and veggies and berries, honey. Therefore, you take these capsules. She hands me these handful of capsules. Wow. And that's how I got interested in Juice Plus. I started taking it 20 years ago. I saw the science. There is no other fruit and veggie supplement in the planet that has the science like they do. And I said, show me the science. It makes sense. It's just ground up fruits and veggies. And what I like about it, I like this slide because the way the body works is called synergy. That's why they love salads and smoothies. When you take a little bit of a whole lot of fruits and veggies and berries and put them together, they reinforce one another. They work better. It's like we play better as a team because we have more team members. So 20 years later, it is still the only nutritional supplement I take. It's the #1 in our family. It's the #1 in my medical practice because it makes good sense. It has good science, and I need it.
Okay, I want to just read out what's in Juice Plus, because this was so encouraging for me as a mom when I could barely get my kids to eat like 2 different kinds of vegetables a day or even a week. And just so you all know, everybody who's listening, Juice Plus comes both in capsules, which is just a powder you can open up and put in a smoothie or on anything, or if a child can swallow a capsule, it also comes in a gummy form that is quite delicious. So I just want every mom and dad on the call to think about how your health would change and your child's health would change if you got concentrated nutrition from non-GMO. These fruits and vegetables in Juice Plus are tested from the time they're vine ripened, picked, to the final Juice Plus product to make sure they are free of every known toxin. They're tested to be free of herbicides, pesticides, yeast, bacteria. Remember all the scares about the lettuce that had salmonella in it, even organic lettuce? So to have bacteria-free, mold-free, they are as clean as you can get. And so I'm going to read them out. Cherry, apple, beet, peach, pineapple, lemon peel, cranberry, date, orange, mango, and prune. That's all in the fruit blend. And what's interesting to me, Dr. Sears, is that the peel, like the peel of the lemon and the peel of the orange, is actually in the Juice Plus, that has more vitamin C in it than the pulp. So I love that because I'm never eating lemon peel on my own over here, or orange peel. So that's in the fruit blend. And then the veggie blend, we've got beet, broccoli, rice bran, cabbage, lemon peel. And the lemon peel is also a really good source of folate. Lemon peel, parsley, carrots, garlic, kale, spinach, and tomato. And those veggie gummies, they don't taste like garlic. They taste really good. So you can get all this wonderful nutrition into your child. And again, it's heartbreaking to hear that kale is now in the dirty dozen because of the Roundup, the weed killer on it. So here it is pure. And then in the berry blend, I'm sure a lot of the moms and dads on the phone have heard about elderberry being the big craze right now for immune system. But this berry blend has always had elderberry in it for many, many years. In fact, Juice Plus has been around for 25 years. So it has artichoke, bilberry, blackberry, blackcurrant, cranberry, elderberry, blueberry, cocoa, Concord grape, pomegranate, and raspberry. And you know, the other thing that amazes me, Dr. Sears, is that this Juice Plus was not created by a company that was looking to make a profit. It was created by a naturopathic physician who was trying to save his dad's life, who was dying from cancer. And he chose all these different fruits and vegetables because they all work synergistically together, like you said, to help every organ system in the body, that a little bit of everything works together to support. So I
noticed that too, Kristen, that when parents whose kids were sick all the time, I would get them on Juice Plus and insist they take it every day. And they come into the office and say, you know, Dr. Bill, since my family has been taking Juice Plus every day, that's the reason you haven't seen us for a while. They have not been as sick as often.
Well, that's what happened to us. I was so grateful. I was so grateful for that. Now, you said in addition to fruits and vegetables, there's another huge need and deficiency in the diet of all of us, not just our kids, but all of us. Can you talk about that?
Yes. And the worst dietary advice, the dumbest dietary advice ever to hit the American plate was low-fat diet. Because when they took the fat out of food, they put carbs in. and we all got fatter. So now we're back to a smart fat diet. So here's what I do in my office. At 6 months of age, I start my babies on avocados, a smart fat. The fattest fruit on the planet is avocados. And at 7 months, we do salmon. You know, I ground up whole salmon, put it on the child's tongue. So my 3 favorite fats are avocado, salmon, and nuts. And another one would be down there would be an egg. So I really have 5 favorite fats. I have avocados, salmon, nuts, eggs, and olive oil. And I eat those almost, maybe not salmon every day, but I eat the others just about every day. In fact, I put an avocado in my Juice Plus smoothie. I put I throw a handful of nuts in there, and it's just great.
Okay, I love that. I think about that. You say an egg a day keeps the doctor away. So well, there's my dog. So I have been eating an egg and thinking of you every time you say that. So, okay, so here's another huge need. You said the brain is mostly fat. So talk to us about the omegas.
Yes, the omegas, the term omega, that is the top word right now in dietary medicine. The top fat in your brain, the smartest fat in your brain are the omega fats, especially omega-3. So if you do not eat, everyone, I don't care what age you are, you need at least 2 fistfuls of wild salmon, salmon's your top, per week to get enough omegas. And that's barely enough. Now, if you are a child or an adult with the D's, depression, top nutrient now for depression and anxiety in all your neuroscience journals is omegas. So the omega blend, what I like about the omega blend, first of all, it's a vegan source. In the omega blend, the omega-3s in the omega blend, the Juice Plus omega blend is where the fish eat theirs. It's in the sea plant. See, these little fish are vegans, and so they eat sea plants. And that is where it's the safest and the purest omegas you can get is from a sea plant. And that's where they have them. So the term omega. So my wish is, and my favorite supplement selection for the D's is the fruit, the berry, the veggie blend, and the omega blend, the quad we call it. And if that really fills in the gaps, if you do not eat 10 fistfuls of fruits and veggies every day and 2 fistfuls of salmon every week.
And one of the things my kids love about this omega blend is that they don't get fish burps. It tastes like citrus, like orange, kind of.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because it's a plant. It's what the fish eat.
So for mamas like you, this was really interesting to me. You said that a child's brain grows the most in the first 2 years, and that babies should be getting omegas. And so you can just poke a hole in the capsule and just squirt the oil right into their food.
Yes. In fact, in my office, around 6 to 7 months, I have what we call the sprinkle test. I open up a Juice Plus capsule, a green capsule, and I sprinkle it on mom's finger, and I said, now put it on your baby's tongue. Shape the young taste toward veggies. And we do the same thing with the omegas. You poke a hole in it and you squirt in it, and it doesn't taste fishy, and the babies like it. So the earlier you can start feeding that little growing brain, the better.
I want to share here too that we've had so much positive feedback from moms talking about the difference that adding the omegas like you recommended has had on their kids with ADD. I have a friend who's actually she's a therapist, and she works specifically with kids who have autism, ADD, ADHD, and she has twins, and one of them has pretty severe ADD, and she said she noticed a huge improvement when they added all 4 of the Juice Plus blends, including the omegas, on her executive functioning. So she said her ability to focus, to write, to stay calm. And then they went on vacation for 3 weeks and they forgot their Juice Plus. They went camping and all of the challenges came back. So now she recommends this to all of her patients that come in, and has seen a big difference with depression, just overall. Is that just because it's bringing down that neuroinflammation, right?
Exactly. Omegas are your top anti-inflammatory for the brain. And who discovered this was in the military. In fact, there are over 22,000 medical journals showing the neuroinflammation dampening effect of omegas. It is the smartest supplement, the smartest nutrient for the brain.
Wow. I just feel like all these parents, I have goosebumps right now. It just must be saying, thank you for sharing this, because 22,000 medical journals and many people are hearing this for the first time. Thank you for bringing this to the public. You talked to us about how you said, okay, if we're choosing a supplement, make sure that it makes sense. That's something we need for vegetables. And then you said, make sure that it has science behind it. And
I love this slide because, see, it's good science. And when I reviewed the science, because I wasn't going to take a supplement or prescribe it in my family or my practice unless it was backed by good science. So I went to the source and found that the science behind Juice Plus came from the top universities in the country and in the world. And it was very simple. What they did is they gave people Juice Plus, they drew blood from them and found that it gets into their bloodstream. That was what really sold me, is it really gets into the bloodstream and is good for just about every organ, the brain, the heart, the skin, the gut, the eyes. I mentioned the eyes because, Kristen, the eyes are extension of the brain. And what's good for the brain is good for the eyes. And one of the first Juice Plus effects I felt was I was at a Angels baseball game one night actually, and I looked at the scoreboard. I'd forgotten my glasses. I looked at the scoreboard and I could read it real clearly. I thought, my gosh, I don't need my glasses anymore. What's going on? Antioxidants. And what is the #1 tissue in the whole body that oxidizes? The back of the eye, because it's mostly fat and blood vessels, the 2 tissues that oxidize the quickest. So this is why in my own practice too, one of the first effects people notice when they take more fruits, veggies, and omegas is their vision improves.
Wow. And I just, this gave me so much confidence as a mom, because a lot of things are recommended and you wonder, like, how do I sort through it all? And the science, because you told me that like a pharmaceutical med can be prescribed with 1 study of this caliber. And this company has 38 medical studies done in the top universities in the world, like Yale and MD Anderson. 38 different studies and more, like 10 more underway, proving that it does good for all these things that you told us about.
Right.
Heart health.
And this is an example of all. See, the bottom line is it's all neuroinflammation, meaning rust. So what I like about it too is back to common sense. See, all the studies do, when science and common sense blend, suspect good science. When they don't, suspect faulty science. So we have the science, we have it make sense. I don't want to oxidize, therefore I eat more antioxidants.
Okay, that makes so much sense. Thank you. I wanted to share with all the moms out there and dads about a really special study that the Juice Plus company offers. And I have this picture over here on the side about caregiver burnout, just because I know that as moms, we're like, okay, tell me what to do. I'll do it for my child. And then they put themselves last on the list. And then, but the most important gift to a family is to take care of mom. And you noticed that with Martha, right?
Absolutely. And in other words, I put a big sign. Even you'd think after 8 children she would know this. And I remember one night she said, I don't have time to take a shower. My baby needs me so much. So I put a big sign on the mirror. Dear Martha, what our baby needs most is a happy, rested, healthy mother. Take care of yourself so you can take better care of your family.
Okay, so I think that's the best prelude to this this study. So there's a Juice Plus family health study, and it's the largest observational study of children's health in the world. And over 1 million families have taken part in this. And it was started by the president of the Juice Plus company because he loves kids so much that he has the Juice Plus company being the chief sponsor to St. Jude so that children can receive care for free if they have cancer, of the Boys and Girls Club of America. And this program is set up so that if mom or dad or grandma or grandpa, aunt or uncle, but we want moms first, take care of yourself, give yourself this vital nutrition, then we will help sponsor you along with the Juice Plus company so that your child can get Juice Plus for free for 4 years. That's amazing to me.
We call it the Kids Eat Free program.
It's so amazing because I was paying for it because they didn't have the study when I first started. I was just glad it existed, and just to know that they can get it for free. So it's a child between the ages of 4 through college, and I just want to show. And there's a picture of the gummy bags. I want to just show everybody what they found out in this study. So this is exactly what we were experiencing with Jacob and Alex in our home, but this has been found across this like 1 million families that kids are, after they're adding this concentrated fruit and vegetable nutrition, they're taking less over-the-counter prescription medication, which is really big because there's so many side effects that we don't want for our kids. They're missing less days of school because they're not sick so much. They're actually eating more fruits and vegetables. And this is a very important concept. Will you talk about metabolic programming?
And that is one of my favorite, Kristen. I've noticed that in my office. And I wondered why were so many children eating more fruits and veggies after they started Juice Plus? And here's why. It's called 3 magic words: shaping young taste. So when you start them out at an early age with high doses of concentrated fruits and veggies, like is in the capsule, what happens is the tongue and the crave center in the brain loves veggies. The crave center in the brain says, like, you put it on the tongue, and the tongue sends a text message, millions of them, into the crave center of the brain, like, hey, tongue, I like veggies because they're good for me. Keep eating them, keep eating them. And what you basically do, you grow in your child a crave center in that child's brain for life, and they will crave veggies for life. And as a parent, I think the greatest investment, the long-term investment we can give our children is the gift of health. And if I can implant into them a craving for fruits, veggies, berries, and omegas early on, then what a long-term investment I've given my children.
Wow. And I love this because, doctors make money by patients coming back into their office, but you're very happy to have them not come back into your office.
I know, but they come back in their office with a smile. And what I don't get paid in money, but I get paid in what we doctors call the helper's high. That helper's high is that great elation, that great feeling you get when a patient comes back in and says, "Thank you, Dr. Bill. Thank you for helping me give my family the gift of health." Wow, that's how I get paid.
Wow, thank you. I love that, the helper's high. So I want to have Katie be able to share right now because this is a picture of her family. And Katie, are you muted? She might be muted. See if I can find, darn it, okay, whoops, let me go back. I need to find how I can unmute Katie on here, and let me see if I can see all of the different people that are on the call. While I'm trying to figure that out, I'll come back to Katie's slide. I just want to share this slide right here with everybody, and this is Sevi, and he is the son of a friend of ours, Kristen Enriquez, and Sevi has Down syndrome, and Kristen had gone through so much with food therapies trying to get Sevi to eat anything more than just white foods. What do they call that? Eat, like blonde colored foods. And he didn't want to eat any, if there was even the smallest sliver of a green onion in his miso soup, he wouldn't eat it. And she knew the importance of fruits and vegetables, and she wanted so much to get them into Sevi. And so what they did is they started Sevi with the Juice Plus gummies on the Family Health Study and the fruit and veggie gummies. And as he ate the fruit and veggie gummies, then they got a Tower Garden, Dr. Sears. See this down here? The Tower Garden? And they got this.
I love that. I love that.
And one day Sevi says to his mama, Kristen, he says, Mom, I'm a giraffe. And she goes, what do you mean? And he goes out to the Tower Garden, and he's actually eating off the Tower Garden, the kale and the spinach, the same fruits and veggies that are inside his Juice Plus.
That's the best medicine for his brain.
And then he says, Mama, I want to make the smoothie today. So he goes to make the smoothie, and she says, okay, sure, Sevi. And he goes in and grabs a bunch of greens to put in the smoothie. This is the boy that didn't even want a sliver of a green for the first 10 years of his life. And now he loves eating these veggies. Just so exciting.
I love that.
Okay, so I am trying to find, oh, there we go. Okay, so hold on a second, because I definitely want to, unmute Katie so she can share her story. So let me unmute her. Oh, she's raising her hand. Let's see, how do I do this? Thanks you guys for holding on with me. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Okay.
Hey, there we are. This life of, there are the smart foods. We can watch the slides while we're waiting.
I think
The smart, the 5S smart foods.
Okay, there's Katie. Katie's back. So let me just, Katie, can we hear you?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So I want to, let me move this out of the way. There we go. Okay, Katie, will you tell us your story? Because you have so many wonderful mom friends on this call today.
Oh yeah. So many of you know our story. So we're a blended family. Chloe, our oldest, who's 14, has Down syndrome, severe autism, frontal lobe dysfunction, and we have been on such a journey with her. Makes me really emotional, but she was our picky eater. At 6 years old, she only ate 4 things. And it was incredibly stressful, and we were always trying to find a multivitamin or something to get some nutrients into her. And I've joked with Kristen, like, I needed Juice Plus in my life like a long time ago, because we did it the hard way. Now Chloe will eat salads and fruits and all sorts of things, but we did intensive food therapy that took years. She's gone, she does have challenges with mental health. And so we've gone down that road too. And so then we had Emma when Chloe was 9.5. And Chloe's our kid who needs a little bit extra. And Emma's our kid who's always kind of rushing ahead and always ahead of the curve. And so, we really haven't had much challenges with Emma other than picky eating and sleep. And I could not get Emma to eat much of anything. And then now we've got Noah, and Noah has quite a few challenges as well, including a speech delay. And when I met Kristen, we had been, you guys, many of you, like I said, you've followed us, so you know our story, but we are always looking for answers for our kids and how to improve their lives. And I think what I'm starting to learn too, and I'm getting better at, is I need to worry about myself too. I'm terrible with self-care, and I have celiac disease. I struggle, even though I've been gluten-free for 10 years. I just got blood work a couple months ago, and I had my inflammation markers were incredibly high. My bloating, my pain level was high, and I couldn't understand it. And then enter Kristen into our lives. Literally, my neighbor, Virginia, said, I'm having a wellness night if you want to come. And everyone who knows me knows I'm literally always researching, trying to find answers for my family. And then I was trying to find help for me too. And I walked in there, I met Kristen, she's talking about Juice Plus and how you can't overdose on Juice Plus. And that was something I was always worried about with the kids. Because Chloe has so many medications, and then we've got so many supplements in the works that sometimes the kids would say they want the gummies in the morning, even though we do it at night. We give them at night. And I would be like, oh my gosh, but if I gave it in the morning, then if I give it at night, they're going to get sick. And so I had Kristen sitting in the room saying, you can't, it's just fruits and vegetables. You can't have too much. And it's great for inflammation, and it's great for picky eaters. And we've been on it for a month, and you guys have heard me talk about it, but it's been such a game changer for us. And I said, I have to, and then, oh my gosh, Dr. Bill, you were so nice to get on a phone call with me and just walk me through how to help my kids more. And I've told you guys on my feed, on my Instagram, like I can't share enough. I will talk about Juice Plus until I'm blue in the face, because I just believe in it. So Noah, a week and a half is going to make me cry. A week and a half into doing Juice Plus, he only had 28 words in November. And we've been trying speech therapy, and he's been very reluctant to participate. And so we were trying to do all sorts of things behind the scenes, like a chiropractor and seeing a naturopathic doctor. And we put him on Juice Plus, and a week and a half in, he just started talking. And I don't know what it is, but something about it, getting that nutrition in his body made a difference, and his engagement. So I ended up having a wellness night with Kristen about a week ago, and so many people that were attending were saying, oh my gosh, she just seems like a typical 2-year-old, like that didn't go through any delays or challenges. And that's how it feels right now. And then Chloe, around the same time, started engaging with her brother and sister and dancing around the kitchen. And many of you saw me share this, because I get on to my Instagram quite a bit and just share, like, this is what's happening today. And everyone was cheering along with us, which is what's so great about this community of people that I'm connected to. You've always been there through the good times and the bad. And you were cheering with me when she was dancing and engaging, and she was laughing, which we don't always see very much. So yeah, I had to bring Dr. Bill and Kristen into your world so that they could share more, because it's truly changed our lives.
Oh, Katie, that was a beautiful. The stories like that keeps me practicing after 50 years. That's a beautiful story, Katie. Thank you.
Thank you.
And my favorite part of that night was at the end, Katie, when you said, Chloe, will you give Kristen a hug goodnight? And then she put her sweet little wet lips on my cheek, and you said, that's a really big deal.
Yes, and she doesn't typically do that. So it was a really big deal, because for a long time, we really couldn't even have people over to the house because she would struggle. That's the autism part of her challenges. And she would struggle with having new people in her environment. And as kind of people trickled and went home, she came down, and yes, she gave hugs and kisses, and it was amazing.
Oh, thank you, Katie. Thank you so much.
Dr. Sears.
Oh, smart food. So this is what Katie did for all her family. And I'm gonna make it real simple for you, Kristen. This is what I call the 5S diet that I prescribe for every child, especially children like Katie's, especially children with special needs, because they're so high in antioxidants. Number 1, salads with spices. Top spice is turmeric. Number 2, we have smart snacking. I call it the rule of 2s. Eat twice as often, eat half as much, and chew twice as long. And for the kids to remember that. See, the kids, they're gorgers. We can't be gorgers. The brain doesn't like gorgers. I say, the better you chew, the better you poo. They remember that. Okay, whatever it takes to get kids. Seafood. There's no better, smarter food for the brain than a good old chunk of wild salmon. Seafood, and then finally, the smoothies. I start every day with the big old Juice Plus smoothie. So those are my 4 smartest foods. And number 5, supplements based on science. So this is the 5S Smart Diet that I prescribe every day in my office, especially for the Ds, or really for people who just want to feel healthier.
Yes, like this is what I follow, and it makes it so simple. Thank you for making it simple for us.
Oliver, so just in case you need some more science, I want you to meet Oliver. Oliver was a 7-year-old boy with such severe ADHD. He couldn't write. Notice his handwriting. He would fidget so much he couldn't read what he wrote. 1 month, 1 month after omegas, the only change that were made in Oliver's diet was more omegas. Notice, 1 month later, you could read what he wrote. Wow. This got published in the #1 pediatric journal in the world and just opened the whole world of the school to say, hey, maybe we should start feeding our children more omegas. So thank you, Oliver. Meet Oliver.
Wow.
Aha, the Army. Now, let's go deep because we got a great audience today, Kristen. I want to take you deeply inside your body to show you why fruits and veggies and omegas are so good. Now, no matter what illness you have, the great designer of our body knew we humans are going to mess it up by what we eat, how we live, how we think. So the designer put in our body a natural a big army of soldiers we call NK cells. So there's an NK cell. They don't have a helmet like that, but they kind of look like that. NK cells travel around our body day in and day out, searching for germs. And when they find a germ, they glom onto it and literally shoot a biochemical bullet into the germ and blow it up. And they do that with cancer cells. They blow up cancer cells. And what makes the Army fight better? Notice how you arm the troops. Fruits, veggies, all the things we talked about, all the good food. So 2 things make the NK cells fight better. Belief effect. Believe in me and I will fight better for you, and feed me well and I'll fight better for you. That is the Army inside.
And you are living proof of this. I didn't mention this at the beginning, but when you first recommended Juice Plus to me, you said, Kristen, this is what I'm taking because my life literally depends on eating the right foods and taking the right supplements. And that was 21 years ago when you were diagnosed with late stage cancer. And
yes.
Look at
and,
you.
And this is why I got so motivated. It's like your story, Katie's story, my story. Sometimes it takes a illness to get us motivated to do these things. But I wanted to know, what is it about fruits and veggies and berries and omegas that helped me heal from cancer? And that's what it did. It made my NK cells smarter to fight better for me. And 20 years later, great.
It's so awesome. You're really known for teaching people about this. And we do have a video of yours that we can pass along to anybody who's watching that goes into more detail. But can you give us some background? Because this is really important.
Yes, and see, every organ of the body is only as healthy as the blood supply to it. Medicine 101. The healthier your blood vessels, the healthier every organ is, especially the brain. Your brain is the most vascular organ in your body. Wow, it gets 25% of all the blood your heart pumps out. So the better your vessels, the smarter your brain. This is what happens if we don't eat fruit, veggies, and omegas. We get sticky stuff build up. Gradually, the sticky stuff is just oxidants from not enough antioxidants. So we as doctors want to keep our patients from getting arteries like this. And notice it begins at an early age. And this will surprise you. I was asking my golf partner, Vince Fortness, who wrote a book, The Alzheimer's Disease. I said, Vince, when does Alzheimer's begin? Adolescence, he said. Notice the sticky stuff starts coming on into your arteries in adolescence. So the earlier you can protect that, the better. And I would love all of our listeners to ask the person who invited you on our program. We have a video you can watch on YouTube that takes you into your body in living color, where we show you exactly why fruits and veggies open your medicine bottle, the giant pharmacy inside. We don't have time to go into it, but we have a whole video taking you inside your body. It won the Nobel Prize with the discovery that you have a pharmacy inside your body. And basically, when you eat fruits, veggies, take a good fruit and veggie supplement, You keep the sticky stuff off your pharmacy. And when you don't, your pharmacy is closed. So I'd love you all to watch the video.
And you said something really powerful the last time I heard you speak. You've got this picture of someone sitting down eating the, you know, the junk food chips.
Oh, this is Sam the sitter. And you put junk food in your mouth, you get junk food in your arteries. But you know, and why did Mom say go outside and play? See, this is still my favorite health verse. Eat more fruits and veggies and go outside and play. Thank you, Dr. Mom. Now, we talked about fruits and veggies, but go outside and play. Your Brain on Nature. Wonderful book. But going the outdoors, Kristen, it mellows our mind. Movement, see, movement in a nutshell, and maybe we should do a whole webinar on this. When you move your body, you move blood flow to your brain. And when it's like your brain is a garden. And so you're out there running. See these kids running? If they could talk, they'd say, hey, I'm fertilizing my brain garden. I'm running, so I'm growing my brain garden. I'm making more blood flow to my brain, therefore I'm growing my brain garden. And this is why. You know what the most modern treatment for ADD kids is? They have them go out and run around the class, run around the schoolyard. Movement mellows the mind. This is if you had Googled the top medicine, scientifically proved medicine for ADD, ADHD, the Ds, up would come movement. Go outside and play. And
didn't you have a teacher that gave you that advice?
I got that advice. See, I had the ADHD back when it was invented. My fourth grade teacher, Sister Mary Ursula, and when she saw me looking out the window, because I wanted to be out the window, she said, Billy, you're fidgeting again. Go outside, run around the schoolyard 3 times, come back and sit still. That was my Ritalin. Worked like a charm. And this is one of the first things we prescribe for parents right now who have kids with the Ds. Go outside and play.
Love that. It's good for us adults too. Okay, so tell us about.
Oh, this is okay. I think, yeah, and you know, this is probably a good way to kind of end our session today. Is my wish for you is every one of you to find your personal peace recipe. It's different for all of us. So I'm just going to give you mine. It's right there in your hand. Trash toxic thoughts. Take a deep breath. Swim and walk your worries away. Have an attitude of gratitude. Meditate more, agitate less. So the first thing I tell my patients when they come in with the Ds, I said, how you begin your day is called preloading the brain. When you start the day a mellow way, you've told your brain, hey brain, this is the way I want you to start the day. So here's how I start my day. It's different for everyone, but start the day with an attitude of gratitude. No matter how life sucks, and it does sometimes, we all have a few things to be thankful for. And I do it in the pool, and I meditate in the pool, but flotation allows me to synchronize my mantra with my movement. And here's how I do it every day. Thank you, God, for my life, 80 years. Thank you for my wife, 52 years. Thank you for my health, cancer survivor. Thank you for my wealth, 8 kids. Thank you for my MD. Please make it my ministry. Take a deep breath, the attitude of gratitude, and your brain is ready for whatever life throws at you the whole rest of the day. So that's my wish for all of you. Start today the smart way.
So if we were to sum up these wonderful things you've told us here, the attitude of gratitude, eating smart foods, eating smart supplements, enjoying the helper's high, because that's a big part of healing, right? Taking our our pain and using it for purpose and going outside and play.
Yes. And I think that's a wonderful summary. So,
Okay. So there's
thank you all. Thank you so much. Kristen and Katie, I love your stories, and we wish you all the gift of health.
what I'm going to do right now is, well, first of all, so hang on the line, everyone, because we are going to open this up for Q&A in just a second here. But I wanted to just thank you so much, because I know as a mom how hard it can be when you feel confused, when you feel like there's challenges, and you're wanting to do the very best for your kids. So I want to thank you so much for being on this call today. And you can connect with the person that invited you, and they can help connect you with more resources. This community is amazing. Dr. Sears calls it the best health club, social club around, and we really support each other. And I'm going to stop the recording here for a minute, and just hold on with me for a second. Okay, so